we check on our astronauts, like their age? We've had some people working for us for
that's actually
for quite a while.
45, 40, 31. Let's do the R&D because we've had like the original people. So 57, 62, 50, 60,
Yeah,
60,
up. They're getting up there.
64, 53, 57, 49, 47.
Those people hadn't died. I don't know how old.
62, 53, 51.
I was just curious.
It's funny because in real life, like during the Gemini Apollo programs, like the average age of the engineers was like 26. But I guess when we started, that's what we would have had too. But now it's 1980. And
I know. Was it just that they hired a bunch of young people, or was there some sort of? I mean, did people retire early? Did they not really want a lot of old people?
I don't know like what their sort of social bias was for old people in the workplace, but I do know that because it was happening this time, a lot of young people, they were going to college specifically to work on this stuff.
Huh.
So you just had people learning how to do this stuff, and they got out of school and it's like, well, you're the one who studied how to do it, so welcome aboard.
Who else is there going to be?
Yeah.
You went to the only school that offers a program in this.
Yeah, the one. And your TA was Von Braun.
Yeah, your TA?
Yeah. So who was the professor?
Yeah. Some like, amalgamation of Newton and Einstein.
Listen, using retroactive causality, they caused history to change so that Newton like designed a rocket.
What have you've been talking about this a bunch? What have you said you read something about
I read the Wikipedia page on retroactive causality.
Just the philosophy of it?
Yeah. And I just love the idea of it so much. Like I'm causing the past to happen by like my
That's
actions
the whole
now.
that's everything pivotal about backwards time travel. Backwards time travel involves retroactive causality. Mm-hmm. Your appearance, if I travel back in time 5 years, 5 years ago, my appearance is caused by an event that happens in the future.
Yeah.
And it's
crazy.
If backwards time travel is even possible, then it's always really weird to think about that. And some people think about killing their own grandfathers. And
Well, in addition to reading on that page, I was also reading about like different theories of faster than light travel, and then I brought up the whole like time travel thing. It's like this hurts my brain to think about it.
It's fun to read though.
Oh yeah, it's fascinating.
I think isn't the latest and best quote theory for getting people to areas faster than light could travel them. I phrase it that way rather than faster than light travel. It's not really faster. Yeah. I guess it technically is, but warp drives. Like, is a real thing that they want to bend space.
Like, you read about, like, the Accubera drive? Like, that's... A physicist, like, made a drive, like, did the math and made a drive that could possibly work.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like, the energy requirements, it has to have, like, 10 times more energy mass than the known mass of the universe. So we're still working on getting that straightened out.
We'll just go mine the other universes for it.
Because of some sort of interdimensional war.
I know. I always love when scientists and mathematicians come up with crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
Like Graham's number.
I don't know that.
Oh, all I remember is a number so large, all the matter in the universe would not be enough to write it out in some way. It's like, it involves
the thing failed to leave Earth. Well, it was unmanned. It doesn't matter.
Oh. The number is something to do with solving like a mathematical problem. I don't know. I just remember a problem involving like math and geometry, and it's like the answer was something to do with the smallest number of whatever the answer is.
To interject here, we finally launched our Mars program mission, and it failed. How much you want to bet that one person who had been working on Kennedy was like, if you had just kept me on the program for another week. And what failed? The probe failed. Okay, well, again, build it. But yeah, and I was also reading about NASA has a program that's actually working, like trying to build like a warp drive, because they have the Accubera drive, or Acerbe, however you say it, and then like another scientist came up with a modification to it that would require like far less. It would have far less energy requirements. So now like a team in NASA built like a device to try and like see if they can detect like just detect the warp fields that the drive would then affect. And they did a test, and so far they said the results have been inconclusive.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's really cool. If you want to do some light reading about faster than light space travel.
What was that book at the library that you should... the most boring book you...
Oh yeah, History of Mathematics by Smith.
Yeah. The most boring book ever written. Though I think the next to it was the most interesting book in that
Calculus Gems.
Calculus Gems. Great books. The History of Mathematics and Calculus Gems.
Did I tell you about the other ones I saw?
Uh-uh.
I have to go look those up. We are
I'll have
at
to look that up.
like 23,000 prestige.
God damn it.
Let's see, how is... Okay, wow, I'm really is being built quickly.
Well, when you have people working on it,
Oh,
as
wow,
opposed to
like-
people not working on it.
I mean, both like the lunar propulsion module and spacecraft good go. So now we just need like a couple more turns of this,
Uh-huh.
and then we can possibly.
Well, go
do-
back to the propulsion. Propulsion? Oh.
Wait, that's not.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Circumlunar.
No, what are you...
Isn't this?
No, the other one. There. I don't know, never mind.
Oh, this one. Yeah. Ernder.
Yeah,
No, this is a different one. Damn it.
Yeah,
'Cause
what are you... You're confusing me. What are you
there's
clicking on?
Lunar orbital. That's the one I was looking at.
Okay. Couple
Although
more
I
turns.
wonder. Oh, good. We don't get a penalty for not doing a flyby one first. I was kind of worried that like you'd have to do the flyby one and then do the orbital one, and if you didn't do the flyby one first, then you get a penalty. But it doesn't. So
We already know so little enough about the moon, we can just go.
doesn't
right
matter. Just go. Look at that rocket. That's insane. You've got the Titan 2 and then 2 massive boosters, and
So-
this little guy just stuck on there for who knows what.
So is this... You said that... You said the mix and match
Mhm.
is not implemented in, but people want to?
Yeah.
So was this like a real rocket?
The Titan 3C they never made.
Okay.
They were going to, because they had a program called Big Gemini, which was an expanded Gemini capsule that was going to house 12 people, and they
Jeez.
basically use it as like a space shuttle, and that would have required the Titan 3C, or Saturn 5, but they canceled. They never like did that program.
Because that rocket is pretty large.
Yeah, and then the Saturn 1B booster. This was used as like the second stage of the Saturn 5 booster, so it's like 1/3 the size of the actual rocket that's going to take us to the moon for a landing mission. Oh, budget review.
Like we need it. Just cut off all funding from now on. We'll just live off savings.
Just like real NASA does.
Just like I do.
Let's do one more turn and then see where things are sitting at. Let's still do some more of that. It's 84 out of 92. That's not enough.
I don't know. Or we could take the risk and get... See, wait, go back to that other page that you were just on. Yeah, that's only at... Oh,
This
I
is
guess
the
it's
propulsion
max.
module.
Never mind.
See, that's the propulsion module. That's
Okay,
the capsule, and then the
okay.
rocket itself.
Oh, okay.
They each have a different stat.
Back to the
means-
space complex.
Here's like, for the Gemini spacecraft, times used 9, successful 4, failure 2. Although
What?
that doesn't, it doesn't equal 9.
Pretty sure 4 plus 2 plus 0 is not 9.
Yeah, what's times neutral? It's like...
Well, whatever it is, we didn't do it.
I think their math needs a bit of work there. This one might be good to go on the flyby. Let's see. Oh, how's... yeah, you want to try launch that one? 78 out of 81?
Yeah.
Schedule mission. Assemble now. Start mission. Assemble. Assign. Confirm. Okay. Okay.
Speedrun.
And then the circumlunar one. This one, ooh, 89 out of 92. Do an unmanned lunar flyby.
Will it help us? What is the fastest way to get a person on the surface of the moon?
We need to do a manned lunar flyby and a manned lunar orbital.
Okay.
So we need to do both a flyby and an orbital.
Okay.
So if we do an unmanned one now, that sets us up to do the manned one. And then once that's accomplished, we just have to orbit it, and then we can land. So it's a step in the chain.
Okay.
Like we kind of reached a point where we can't really, like,
Yeah.
there's nothing left for us to skip. Like we skipped all the Earth satellite missions and like all the lunar ones except for like 2. And then we started launching stuff to Mars because we got bored. Speaking of which, let's launch this thing to Mars. Now this, not funny, but fun fact, this rocket, the proton rocket, this was first flown in 1965 and it's still used today.
What?
Like, it's what's used on the Soyuz mission, so it's like the most successful space rocket of all time. Because, I mean, leave it to the Soviets, they build something that, when they build something that works, like it works for decades.
Why is it so good?
It's,
Why is it so good? Like, what about it is better than other rockets that makes it last so much longer?
I honestly don't know. But like,
Do people even know? Is it kind of just is the way it is?
It fails very rarely. So it's like, well, just keep using it.
Something about the design, I know. Just
yeah, it'd be interesting to find out. I don't really know that much about it other than that it's the most successful rocket of all time.
made out of Nintendium.
Unobtainium, please.
Yeah. I watch it somehow fail on us.
God.
Well, no, it's already succeeded. I mean,
Yeah,
the
the
rocket
rocket's
part,
succeeded. Now the probe just has to...
our American engineering failing here. There's a lot of lights on the surface of the Earth.
A lot of people down there.
I know. I wonder if, depending on what year you do it in, if it's accurate to...
That's not in the game.
What?
That's not in the game.
You don't even know what I'm... Yeah, I know.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, I know it's not in the game. I'm saying if you do it early enough, it can just be really inaccurate because cities aren't... I mean, the world's population exploded in like the last half century, so...
True. All right, here we go. Unmanned Gemini flyby. 20 steps. First time success.
It's so complicated just to get to the moon.
Is it just like go up and around and come
We're not
back?
even going on it. We're just going to go by it.
We're not even going to stop and get into orbit. It's just...
Going to sling ourselves around a couple of times.
For a massive rocket with this strange little rocket that's just attached for... I want to know why
that's
one's there.
That's the weapon.
That one's a nuclear bomb.
We did weaponize this. Kind of faded in there. This trail kind of cut off. Just like a square that ended right there. Well, it's looking good so far,
Yeah.
but we're kind of...
Step 4 out of 20.
A lot of potential for failure.
When has our space program ever failed on Gemini missions? Don't say it over the microphone. President Ort, that was a huge gaffe you just made. You just, like, trivialized the death of 6 astronauts.
Who? Well, I'm already going.
Oh, right, because there's 2 launches in this one.
Oh.
There's a spacecraft, and then they launch... First we launch the booster that's going to take us to the moon. Now launching a spacecraft, and those meet up in space. And then they fly to the moon.
It sounds so complicated.
It is.
Why don't we just make one thing and just go right to the moon instead of going around twice and launching 2?
Well, it's interesting. So this is why the mix and match would be great, because we could just research the Saturn 1B for the orbital mission and not just skip all this extra nonsense. But because you can't mix and match.
Nonsense. Calling a decade's worth of work nonsense.
Yes.
Calling the death of 6
President
people,
Ort, what
the
are you...
death of
take the microphone away
six
from me.
people to get to hear nonsense. I don't even know.
That was great. The who?
We don't keep records. We have no idea who we lost. We don't know. I guess we could go back and watch, but we don't know.
See, here's the... This is the one thing, because like we skipped all... Oh, it's tumbling, bro! But no, the thing is like we skipped all like
It's
the
very
rendezvous...
unaerodynamic.
Well, it's in space.
It's like a big horn.
Yeah. But here's the thing, like, because like we skipped all the docking and rendezvous missions.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, in this mission there's a docking and rendezvous. So you'd think that like our skipping of those would like cause it to fail, but it doesn't. Because, I don't know, I haven't programmed
Look at our probability. It went way up at some point. It was at 85.
Yeah.
And now it's at what, like 90, 98?
95, I would say.
I'd say 98. Closer to 98.
This is 100% really. There's no chance of failure. I really hope this works. Because when I did my little playthrough a couple nights ago, I spent like 30 years in game just trying to get this mission to succeed.
Well, that's why I'm here to talk. Talking about the failure is good luck.
True.
Very superstitious.
Very superstitious. But on the plus side, we're burning through. Choice of words, sir. Don't say that when talking about spaceships. No, as long as they don't drown. And then we can send people on it. That's the thing. Whenever you do an unmanned mission, it's like yes. Whenever you do an unmanned mission, it's like, well, that's a success. Why don't we just put people on that one? Like, why did we bother doing the unmanned one?
Yeah. So now
we send people on a manned lunar flyby.
And then after that, we can land on the moon.
After that, we do an orbital.
Oh my god. Does the orbital include a flyby?
Well, we can skip that because we've already done the flyby in this one.
Okay. So many steps. I thought it was just like... I thought we were pretty much good to go. I thought we were good to go 25 years ago.
Yeah, about that. Who are we going to send? We're going to send... Whoa. Chin Gudori
Okay.
and Riley Hartstock.
Heartstock?
Heart.
Heartsock. I can't read the black on black text very well.
One of my favorite random names ever generated was in Battlefield 1942. Because on the odd team, there would always be a guy named Des Blackstock. I don't know. Somebody about me just really likes that name.
It's like a Star Wars mercenary name. Bendak Starkiller. Sorry, talking about Star Wars a lot. It's relevant when we're talking about space.
Yeah.
Luke Star Destroyer. That doesn't sound very heroic.
The laser sword.
Yeah.
It's a weird graphic for the lander deployment.
Okay.
Success, hey.
Something's happening. And by something's happening, what I mean is something's not happening. It should be happening.
Well, we still got pause and continue functionality.
Oh, Jesus. This is why you always skip to outcome.
Yeah. We're going to have to put a cut in here, I think. Pick it up like none of that ever happened.
The universe collapsed. We may have had to do some
Bring it
things
around
differently.
again.
Pretty much.
Anyway, since we have a successful flyby mission,
Yeah.
it's time for a manned lunar flyby mission.
Okay.
Schedule mission. Proceed. Assemble. Continue. Assign. Yep. Chin and Riley.
Good. We're still good on that.
Yeah.
So...
And we're just gonna cancel that disastrous glitched out Mars mission.
Yeah.
We're streamlining the program. It's just about the moon now.
That's all that matters. For some reason.
That's true. There's no space race. Here we go. 90% reliability.
So this is the same thing we just did, except now it has a person in it.
2 people.
I wasn't wrong when I said it has a person in it.
You weren't completely accurate either.
We could have just done this and put a person
I know,
in
why
it.
did we skip the...
Imagine someone using that logic who like tests products.
Yeah.
Like animal testing and human testing. We could have just done this with a person in the first place. It would have been fine.
I feel so great. Why don't you bother taking my pills anymore? Like, what's the point? Anyways, we're certainly getting our moon booster out there.
So many rockets.
Flying all over the place.
That's what
Multiple rockets.
That's what multiple rockets sound like, apparently. There's no sound in space, you dummy.
Excuse me.
Actually, there is. It's just you don't really hear it.
Boop. Alright. Getting this into orbit. This is our booster that's going to launch us around the moon. Now here's our manned rocket. The good old Titan II, never fail. That's the nickname of the rocket.
Never fail. Too big to fail.
I think that's sort of what's happened like in this like world. It's like the government's giving our space program so much money they can't afford not to keep it going. Like the entire U.S.
Everyone
economy,
is employed by us.
Yeah,
We're the only employer.
US economy. There is no more United States of America. There's just Global Space Agency. It's subsumed the country. Each like person we hire is actually like a stand-in for like 10,000 people.
It's like SimCity did that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like
this is the SimCity of space games.
Don't say that.
No, it's not all the SimCity of space games. Anyways, we're getting into space.
With people.
With people. And then they're going to meet up with a bigger rocket. It's going to launch them around the moon.
With like a really weird docking procedure.
Yeah.
See, the way that the seats in this are
yeah, they're
oriented.
Moving, they're sitting backwards from where they're going now.
It's crazy.
No, that's how it works.
Bring it left, bring it right.
I mean, that's what they in real life. Sort of. Anyways,
Uh-oh.
to the moon.
It went down a little bit.
I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, we're going to the moon.
And now it's up a lot.
Yeah, because that one piece of tech wasn't, like, perfect. Earth-Moon transit, so moon approach. Don't crash into it, don't miss it. Just fly by.
There's also a lot of artwork that we use in the splash.
Yeah. Success! We did it. We went around the moon. Now we're going home.
Don't die. Please don't die.
Success.
Who were their names again? Riley and...
Shin.
Shin.
Come on, don't burn up. They're just burning through the atmosphere. Look at them.
If this works, we can go to the moon.
Well, then we do an orbital mission.
Oh, fuck.
But the orbital technology has like reached max reliability at this point. So we can just launch it right now.
Good.
So we spend 40 years working on this mission and succeeded all in the space of like a year. Don't drown.
And then we say that it took so long for that reason because...
We did it.
We wanted to be really sure before we actually did it, so we didn't have any failures.
Yeah.
Except for all those 6 deaths.
What? I don't remember that.
I don't know.
Didn't we, one of those records burned from something? Circumlunar reconnaissance mission. Alright. Everyone's happy. We did it. We get cigars. And
Ageless people who've just been working for...
And now we can close this program. Because we're all about orbits now.
We have one mission. The moon.
Well, we're going to open up the direct descent one now.
Yeah.
And because we've done all the other stuff, we can just skip all this noise.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to do that the other one and do this
Okay.
one. So for this one, we're going to build the Saturn V. We've already built the Gemini. And we're going to build the direct descent module. So let's get some...
Did you say direct descent?
Descent.
Oh, okay.
Please, I wouldn't make a mistake like that. That'd be so amateur.
So we don't even need anybody working on the other one? The middle one?
Yeah, because that's Gemini. And like we've...
Oh, yeah.
It works now. Took about 20 years to iron out the kinks in it. But... And 6 lives, but no, we're good. I'm going to save.
In case the universe crashes from weird artwork that like didn't load anywhere.
And let's check the orbital stuff. Is there a penalty? No, there's no penalty for doing unmanned, like, we can skip the unmanned orbital one, just go straight to manned. There's no penalty for it, because we've already done a manned thing. So, 88 out of 92. 79 out of 79, 93 out of 91.
Launch it.
Special mission.
Activate it.
Proceed. Do you want to send Chin and Riley back?
Do we have any other choice?
I think so. Yeah, you could send Zola.
Nah,
He's got
pick
better stats.
Chin. Better.
Yeah. Alright. Just in case.
I'm getting paranoid.
Yes. So that's so yeah, like this stage is like this part.
Ah,
But
I
in
see.
perspective. And like Gemini is that little part.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big ship. Skip Talcon.
We could.
Well, no.
I mean, we could. We're
Wait,
not
what's-
going to. What's what?
Oh, this is an orbital test flight of the rocket. It's not a lunar mission. Like the mission after this is the one that is orbital.
So we're... How close are we to getting a person on the moon?
We're still close. Like this is one mission we probably could have skipped.
You've been saying that for 25
like
years.
40 years now. It's like 1990.
No, we're only at 1985.
Oh, good.
Only.
But anyways, this is a good test of our spacecraft system.
Looks like a little
Gumdrop.
gumdrop. What?
Never mind.
Gumdrop.
What does it look like to you?
It looks like one of those things that people put frosting in, like tubes to squirt things out of.
That's very true.
That was the creative inspiration for the rocket design.
That was their crude sketch of it.
I'm sure it's not based off of physics or engineering principles.
I like the way that thing looks. They make a cool looking rocket.
Yeah. It always bugs me in like sci-fi. All the spaceships have wings.
Yeah.
What do you have wings?
Because they go in atmosphere as well. Well.
But they don't fly with lift.
Yeah.
They fly with like. God damn. Yeah.
Thanks for nothing, Star Trek.
Well, almost all sci-fi does that. I mean, it looks
Thanks for
cool.
nothing, George Lucas.
It does look cool.
Yeah.
It looks a lot cooler than with spaceships without wings.
Yeah.
But you don't have wings.
Yeah. We can just put like big solar panels on. That kind of looks like wings.
True.
All right. So now You can go mission list, flight. See. Okay, so there is. These are just a test flight in Earth atmosphere, or not atmosphere, in Earth orbit. And now this is the orbital one, so we do have to do an unmanned test flight of it first.
I'm just. It's been a long half century. We really just want to get to the moon, because.
No one said this was easy. It's like one of the points in like the game box is
they're
like,
throwing. They're throwing money at us, and we can't use it to get there any faster.
True. But anyways, it's kind of funny how we have such a tiny capsule and such a huge rocket. It's like that's the thing with people in it. That's the rocket.
So if this is
But it's
successful,
half as long as the other manned mission we did because it's just it doesn't have to meet up with another booster.
if this is successful, then our next step is to do.
Our next step is a manned one, and after that, then it's the moon.
Then is landing on the moon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is an unmanned test of a moon orbit. Then
We
do a
could have
manned
just
moon
put people in it right now.
Yeah. Like, why do we even bother?
We've already learned that lives don't matter to us. So why do we even have such a thing as unmanned missions?
We could play that way. I mean, we would get a massive penalty to our reliability, but we could play that way.
What, like a person being in it is going to make it less reliable? Just don't touch anything. We're already doing it without a person.
But it factors into reliability.
But just, they don't touch anything. Like, how could they possibly make it any worse or harder? Well, we put a little more fuel in because now they're heavier.
You're not wrong, but you're not exactly right. Lunar orbit.
Someone could have stowed away, and like it would have been.
Yeah.
It comes back. They open it up. There's a person inside.
Hi guys.
We gotta skip the.
Our lunar orbit failed.
No.
So.
I guess that's why we don't put a person in it.
Stupid, overcautious NASA.
We were already really high up on probability, though, weren't we?
Yeah. Let's. Okay, so this Gemini. We need people back in Gemini. And then we need people in the transfer stage. Alright, let's just R&D that up a bit, and oops.
What do you
On the plus side, the Saturn V and the landing program's coming along. Peachy.
No, we're just passing time.
Yeah, this is the one area of the game that could use some work, is the click to end turn. We have almost $1 million in the bank.
We can't do anything with it other than just open more programs.
Yeah, like in theory we could...
We can't make this go any faster or better.
Like we have a bunch of unassigned people. We have 4 unassigned people. So like in theory we could put them on a project. Or no, wait, that's page 1 of page 3.
Oh, Jesus.
So on page 2 we have more unassigned people. So like in theory we could do more satellites
Mars
and
stuff.
But the universe kind of ended when we tried that.
That's true. That other one's not making very much.
This one's almost
Not
it's
that
almost
one.
reached max.
It's not going up by a lot each turn.
This is a massive complicated rocket. Like the most complicated machine ever built.
Are you sure about that?
One of the most
Computers are pretty complicated.
Oh, yes.
You know, that's another weird thing. People did a lot of this without computers.
Yeah, well, that's like one of the things I always say is that our cell phones have more computer power than like the Apollo program.
It's insane.
Yeah. So I think we can do this because this is practically good to go.
By the year 2000, everyone will be driving flying cars, and computers will be twice as big as the average homeowner's house. Giant.
What?
We'll be able to calculate up to 10 digits, or so scientists project.
Do you want to skip to the outcome? Because this is the unmanned
yeah,
one. It doesn't really matter.
I think we should.
Success!
We don't get a cheer.
But now we can do a manned one, and that's going to be the really cool one.
Okay.
And then after that...
We hit $1 million. We could just pay everybody here a huge pension.